Good morning, welcome to Morning Review. This is Kim speaking on Monday, the 12th of September. So, looking at the Eurodollar first, and well, Friday ended up with a bit of a bearish pivot swing. However, at the moment, we're seeing a bit of a recovery from that sort of movement. In fact, many of the currencies sold off as we went through the afternoon and on Friday, quite savagely at times. The yen actually pushed up, and the Aussie dollar particularly unwound significantly. Much of this was carry trade, the unwinding of a carry trade movement, as there is an expectation that with the bearish voter on the panel of the Fed suddenly coming out all sort of a bit more, I say bearish, dovish, as they like to refer to it as being, has become a bit hawkish. So he's changed his choice of birds. No, he's changed his tune a little bit and thinks interest rate increases in the US may be a bit more appropriate now. So, as he was one of the most dovish, it's really had a knock-on effect. As I say, the Aussie dollar's probably hit the worst in that sense. And we could see a continuation today as we run through this market with very little significant news coming out. Well, there's hardly any news coming out today at all. Even running into tomorrow, well, we have got some data. So we've got inflation data at 9:30 in the morning. We've got Draghi speaking later on at 10, but it's addressing a meeting as opposed to anything else. It's not deemed that significant, and it's probably not going to say anything within that he hasn't already said last week. The possible mover tomorrow is that German economic sentiment. So we're sort of really quite short of proper data, I say big data, until we run through the week a little bit. May see a bit of follow through today of what happened on Friday, but I'm keeping quite an open mind at the moment. Let's take the euro for example, we are currently above its weekly pivot and it is pushing up on this little move here at the moment. I say little move, it is relatively small. It is a case of if it can start breaking above the 60-minute 50, well, it could be a bit bullish running up towards its R1 area Friday and possibly into Friday's highs. Now, a break of the lows here, well, actually the weekly pivot may have just been skimmed or as opposed to anything else air kissed, but may come back towards that. And if it breaks below that, then I'm really looking back towards the 60-minute 200 Friday's lows, and maybe as far back as the S1 if it gets any momentum behind it. So, summary for the euro: bullish above the 50, bearish if it starts breaking down here below this, probably 60.21. The weekly pivot will be the signal really there for me. Looking at cable now, it's been in a sort of quite bearish zone. It's not looking particularly great now. It's unlike euro, which is sort of put in some sort of signals of a bit more bullish. To me, this looks bearish. It hasn't got up and caught the weekly pivot, which is above. There is a chance that it could do that earlier on, so I'll keep an open mind about that. However, at the moment, to me, it still looks pretty bearish. Now, we have got data coming out on the pound later this week, which could create some volatility. Now, with the pound, it's been sitting in consolidation mostly through from Friday afternoon, and it's not really done too much more. It's just literally consolidated. So, well, a little bit of higher low, I guess, in this, but pushing south again at the moment. So a breakdown here could see us running down then towards the Friday's lows, maybe the S1 area. It's certainly putting in a series of lower highs, lower lows at the moment. So let's say data on Wednesday for the pound, the employment figures will be looking particularly at the average earnings there. Will be the key thing, and then Thursday we've got the Bank of England decision, which is expected to be left alone. So interest rate decision, but overnight base rate. Right, the dollar yen. Well, Friday managed to push up some more, so it's put this pivot swing, and it's continued with the pivot swing to the upside after a bit dilly-dallying. It's already caught its weekly pivot, but sticking around here at the moment, but well, still erring on the upside for me with these higher lows coming in, a bit more confirmed as of Friday, the higher highs. It's erring towards the upside there. If we can start seeing a push up, probably above the weekly pivot, I'd be much more bullish on this and expect it to run in towards Friday's highs, maybe the R1 zone. Aussie dollar, this looks particularly weak at the moment. If there's more unwinding of the carry trade that seems to have stuck to the Aussie, then we could see this coming off as we run through the day here. It put the pivot swing in, negative pivot swing there on Friday, from Friday's action at the close of Friday. It's already started moving south again. We're well below the weekly pivot at the moment. I think, well, it's in a lot of cases it's probably quite oversold. In fact, yeah, it's even triggering a bit of an oversold pattern on my indicator now. So that doesn't mean to say it will stop here necessarily on this bigger time frame. It's a bit like a mega ship, an oil tanker. It takes a little bit of time to slow down. Now, anything negative coming out today will easily kick this down. When I say negative, anything bullish US dollar, it's only more the dovish voters or those sitting on the fence a little bit. We could see, as I say, more of that carry trade unwound. For now, though, looking short term, if it does, it really, for me, it's for the upside, it needs to break the 21s. In fact, it may, if it does get up to the 21s, at the moment it's a good selling point for me, and it'd certainly be somewhere I'd be looking to sell into. Okay, nothing else there. Canadian dollar, you know what I'm going to do. Have a quick look at oil. And oil is coming off now, but oil's come off for 2 days, but look what happened to the Canadian dollar, and it's got a bit out of sync. It's been continuing up, and this is partly more strength the US dollar than the effect of oil at the moment. But it's in the bank for the oil, because at some point, if it does start turning around and it gets switches, we could see some really big volatility again. September's known for its sort of volatility. Well, as I say, we could see a change of plan if it starts breaking down. We've got the weekly pivot below us. We've got certain other. We've got daily pivot below us there. So if it does start selling off at any point here, it, as I say, could shove up. Let me just check on. Oh, sorry, oil's coming down at the moment, so the CAD should be going up. That's all right at the moment. That's fine. We did. I thought I saw on. Beg your pardon. No, this is in line. Beg your pardon. Oil's been coming down, so CAD shooting up. That's fine. It's all right. It's been going up the previous days there, though, and the Canadian dollar had been pushing up and oil had been pushing down, which doesn't make sense, but it is in line at the moment. So, yeah, getting back to this moment though, really still expecting some volatility with this, and if it does start pushing south, breaking the 21s really, well, then the daily weekly pivot becomes on, and I'll be looking at that. Aside of that, well, I've got to be looking at the bullish side for now then. Right, that's it for me. News-wise today is very insignificant. I'm going to be away for a few days as of this evening, so I'll be back on Friday morning. So for now, I'm going to leave you with it. Have a great one. Bye for now.